Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to Dr.Monkey, where we laugh together and cry together, but hopefully take something away to treat each other a little better. Here's some interesting stories. One about OP's terrible dad who crossed the line and got what he deserved. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Story 1. ED, entitled Dad. EM, entitled Mom. Me. OB, older brother. Here it goes. I was downstairs in my room watching Hunter x Hunter around 2 a.m. My brother knocks on my door and informs me that my dad wants me to come upstairs for a Bible study. I refuse to do so because of thousands of hours of wasted time doing Bible studies, homeschool conventions, political conventions, and what other random bullcrap they decided was required for schooling. After about 10 minutes of my brother sending back and forth messages like a mailman, my dad starts shouting from upstairs. Edie, if you don't get up here, I'm charging rent. Me, sure, that's fine. Edie, give me $50 right now. Me, I don't have the cash at the moment. After that, it was silence for a bit. He then comes downstairs, unlocks my door, I have a stupid penny lock, and enters my room with a Bible in hand. My sister, brother, and EM follow shortly. He sits down in my computer chair. Edie, fine. We'll have Bible study in here. Me, I'm gonna leave then. Edie, I'll stop you. He then rolls his chair between my bed and my desk to block my way to the door. I jump over my bed railing and exit my room. I go upstairs and stand in the dining room for about 4 minutes until ED comes upstairs shouting, Edie, why are you being such an idiot? Me, oh, I'm the idiot? He smacked me pretty hard after I said that, and that's when the adrenaline kicked in. Me, what the heck? He smacked me a second time. Me, you piece of actual dung! Smacks me a third time. I move forward and get in his face. Me, freaking smack me again and I'll have more proof. He smacks me 2 more times and that is when I really lose my crap. Me, what the heck is wrong with you, you freaking sad sack of dung? Edie, show me respect. Me, shut the heck up, you piece of dung. After this, I shouted every insult I had in my vocabulary. He raises his hand to smack me again, but I hid his hand away and get ready to punch him in the face. He backed off about a foot and raises his fist to block it. Something about it was just so funny to me in the moment. This idiot and I have been afraid of this since I was old enough to think. Looked like he was scared, crapless. I lowered my hands and start walking towards my room to grab my phone. Edie, where are you going? I enter my room while ignoring him, and he follows. My EM was still in there. She was silent for once, thankfully. I grabbed my phone and ED was blocking my way once again. Edie, what are you doing? Me, I am calling the police, you sack of dung. Edie, I'll kill you before they get here. Me, freaking do it. I don't care. Edie, what the heck is wrong with you? This isn't the first time he threatened to kill me, but he always plays it off as a joke. I push him aside and go upstairs to leave. As I open the door, he comes halfway up the stairs. Edie, what do you think you're doing? Me, I'm leaving, you delusional idiot. I go outside and stand on the curb and call my older brother. OB, hello? Me, hey, can you please come pick me up? OB, yeah, sure. I hang up and start walking up the street, barefoot, just to get away from the house. I reach an intersection and wait. Then I see headlights coming up the street. It's my freaking dad. I bolt left down the street and hid behind some bushes before he turned to follow me. I sat there and thought to myself, wait, why the heck am I hiding from this idiot? So, start walking back to the spot where I was originally waiting. On the way, my EM calls. I answer. Me, what the heck do you want? EM, just calm down. Me, screw that. I hang up and see my dad do a U-turn and drive to me, and stop. Edie, get in the car. Me, shut the heck up. He then drives off down a random street. I saw that as a chance to go back and grab my wallet, shoes, and headphones. When I got back to my house, I went straight to my room to grab my stuff. My mom was still in there sitting on my bed. Once I grabbed my stuff, I turned to leave. EM, you shouldn't have disrespected him like that. Me, Shut up, idiot! I leave, and my brother is outside in his car. As soon as I get in, I start sobbing and having the biggest panic attack of my life. My hands and legs went numb. Then I started hyperventilating. He tried to comfort me, but didn't really know what was going on. We went back to his house where he and my other two brothers live. That was about a week ago, and I have been here since. I don't ever intend on going back. It's funny. They always threaten to hit you, but the second you fight back, they chicken out. I always get used to get beaten up by my mom. I have a temper problem as a result, and I can get pretty scary once I'm mad. But it never crossed my mind to hit anyone. One day, my mom kept pushing my boundary. I marched at her really fast. All I want to do is just march in and enter the house and slam the door of my room like a bratty teen. But she flinched out of the way so fast. Story 2. I used to work for a children's science company. One of the things we did was I was paid by the local water company to write a show teaching children about the importance of saving water and all the ways to do this. It was about a 45-60-minute show featuring a lot of big over-the-top experiments to both entertain and educate the kids. The whole show was funded by the water company, so the schools got a free show. As such, every school wanted the show, and we were performing multiple shows every day for a solid few months. Anyway, enough backstory. Myself and my colleague were at a school performing the water show, teaching the kids about the importance of saving water in our own inimitable, irreverent way. The school had invited parents into the assembly, so we had about 30 or so parents seated at the back of the hall. After the show, which went down an absolute treat, a parent came up to speak to me. My colleague had gone to take some equipment to the car, so it was just myself. Ian, hello. Do you mind if I have a quick word? Me, of course not. Ian, well, let me start off by telling you how fantastic that show was. Me, waiting for the but. Thank you very much. Ian, but. My internal monologue. There it is. Ian, I was wondering if you noticed you picked up more boys than girls as your volunteers, rather than an equal number of each. Me, you're asking if I realized that I didn't pick an equal number of boys and girls as my volunteers? Ian, yes. Me, yes. I was aware of this, mainly because we need an odd number of volunteers in the show. It's very difficult to keep the numbers equal when the total number is odd. Ian looks at me whilst trying to think. Me, did you notice that whilst we picked 4 boys and 2 girls for the aquafire experiment, we picked a girl as a solo volunteer for the toothbrushing experiment? And the toothbrushing volunteer does a lot more than the aquafire volunteers do. So yesterday, when we did this exact same show in a different school, we had 4 girls and 2 boys for the aquafire experiment, and then a boy for the toothbrush. We always try to keep things as fair as possible. Ian, I'm just saying because my daughters were here today, and I want them to enjoy science. Me, well, hopefully they did. Ian, I also noticed that your banner indicates pop-up banner off to the one side, that you have 2 boys and 1 girl on that. That's hardly equal. Me, true, but with the size of the banner, 3 children was the right number. 2 would have left too much empty space, while 4 would have been too crowded. Ian, then why didn't they pick 2 girls? Me, because we made several mock-ups of the banner and showed them to different children, and the most popular design was that one. Ian, well, I don't think. Me, interrupting. You may be pleased to see that the information pack that each child gets to take home has 1 boy and 1 girl. Picks up a pack and shows her. Ian, that's nice. Ian walks off. Teacher comes over to me. Teacher, what was that all about? Me, apparently I need to find a way to pick an equal number of boys and girls, despite the total number adding up to an odd total. Teacher, oh, 4. Stops herself. Because you didn't pick either of her 2 daughters as any of your 7 volunteers out of 200 children in the school? Me, it would seem that way. Teacher, what did you say to her? Me, basically that 7 isn't divisible by 2, but across multiple schools we make sure to keep things equal. Teacher, and what did she say? Me, That's nice. Well, she obviously didn't care about fairness or equal numbers, only that her precious angels weren't the center of attention. No math in the world could fix that horrible crime. Story 3. Me and my girlfriend have a baby on the way, with not much time to go now before she's due. Mom's first grandchild, and I appreciate she's super excited, but she's being too controlling and overprotective. Right early on, she was just bombarding us with names that either myself or girlfriend didn't like. She took offense to it and started accusing my girlfriend of being too fussy and controlling, not giving me a choice. For me, a lot of these names are associated with people I've met in my life and have had bad experiences with. My girlfriend works in a nursery, and I've seen many kids over the years with most of the names who've been either dirty, not looked after properly, or really naughty children that she didn't want to associate with naming her own child, which I'm completely with. She eventually calmed this down, until recently I had a Christmas present from my girlfriend delivered to my mom's as nobody would be at my home. She decided to wrap it and write a label on it as being from Bump, which I politely asked her not to do as I didn't like it. I said it's a nice thought, but it's different next year when he's born and not while he's still cooking away. Mom threw a big strop over it, accused me of being selfish and ungrateful. All the names under the sun, basically. And for what? Me saying I didn't like the Christmas tag? Then over Christmas period, we've both agreed on a name that we both really like. Mom's decided she hates it, and has since bombarding us with new name suggestions trying to deter us away from it. I don't know if the post makes me sound petty, but it's becoming so stressful for me and my girlfriend. It's our baby, and my mom's behaving like it's hers. She wants to pick the name. It's everyone's fault if we don't like names she suggests. Both my grandma and my stepdad even think she's being controlling and acting like the baby is hers. But if I either say anything to her, she'll just shut them both down and kick off. My grandma fears for the baby's safety in my mom's hands. She just seems really unstable. My grandma has dementia, and Mom won't even care for her or visit unless my stepdad forces her to. Her number one focus is baby, and it's getting way too much. She's behaving stupidly entitled. If Grandma with dementia tells you the baby will be unsafe, you better figure something out now, even if it means going no contact. Find out what rights grandparents have. Can they sue for visitation? Not only can they sue, but most win from what I've read. Your mom seems overbearing and quite entitled. Straighten this out now before the baby is born. Story 4. My parents have always been my mom, stepmother, and dad. They didn't tell me about, let's say, Karen, not her real name, being my birth mother. She left my dad and I for another man. Honestly, after everything happened, I know why. My birth mother is a horrible, lying manipulator. My mom tried to adopt me so I wouldn't get caught up in the senseless feud, but she refused to give over her parental rights, even though she left when I was 5 months old and didn't dare try to contact me. My 18th birthday rolls around and I get this message from her. I didn't know who it was and asked my parents. After a heated argument, they told me, and I ended up being allowed to go and meet her in a totally different state. I got to meet her and my 2 youngest sisters. Unfortunately, my oldest 2 sisters didn't come. The first thing she said upon meeting me was, "You look like your grandma." I hated her. That started off a roller coaster of 6 years. I found out she told everyone I died when I was a baby. That she told my sisters some pretty horrible things that weren't true about my character. Convinced my great-grandma, who has Alzheimer's, that I stole money from her. She also went as far as claiming she never wanted me, and I shouldn't have existed. When I visited, it was like she didn't want me over there, even though she was the one who demanded I come over to them. There's so many more things she did. A huge one was stealing things that were meant for me that my late uncle left from me. Well, I decided I'd pray for her and just hope she finds happiness in her life so that she didn't do this anymore. I blocked her from my Facebook. I don't even have Facebook anymore. Everything. She doesn't exist anymore in my book. Jump forward to last year. I've been working on writing this novel for the longest time. A fantasy novel I've been planning out for over a decade, and I'm finally making good progress on it. I do talk to some of the elders in the family. That side is a huge Arab Greek Orthodox. Family is heck bent on keeping the family together. And they accepted me and wanted me around. And a few cousins who I thought didn't talk to her, the elders do have her on Facebook, but they don't really talk to her, and have made a promise they won't tell her about me. Anyways, my cousin told her I was writing a book and that I was dead set on either sending it to the publishers or publishing it myself by the end of 2022. She said, "Oh, really? That's interesting." My cousin, who's never really thought crap through, told Karen thinking it wouldn't harm anything. He came up to me and said that he may have made a mistake and to be careful about responding to her. The next day I received a message from my sister that I should unblock Karen because something bad happened. Not really connecting the two, I unblocked her. She messaged me stating, "Well, since you stole Grandma's money, I'm going to sue you for any penny you get from that book." Karen, you do need proof about that accusation. I didn't steal anything. To be honest, I don't know where you got that idea from, but I wouldn't do that. I was taught better than that. Yes, you did, and I will make sure to get that back. Karen, she's passed away. I have nothing to do with great-grandma's missing money, if there ever was any. Plus, how will you sue me for a book I have yet to publish that'll be under a pseudonym anyways? Are you going to just randomly sue me? I'm unsure of where you think I have money, seeing as how I'm on disability. I mean, why don't you use the money you stole from my trust fund Grandpa set up for me? I have proof that you're a liar and a cheat. You're not disabled. Plus, I have no idea what you're talking about with the trust fund. Grandpa told Dad and Uncle Danny about the fact Grandpa set aside one for each of us and made you the beneficiary in our stead. That's a lie. You know, I've left you alone according to you. I don't exist. I never tried to use you on my college applications. I never included you in my memorable moments because you demanded I act like you don't exist. So, you can take my trust fund and your fake memories and go away. You'll never see a dime. You owe me. I'm your mother. I shouldn't have given birth to you. It's not like you have anyone who really wants you. What? You were never my daughter, nor were you my friend until you realized that. Don't talk to me. I don't understand. You told me these things. You were right. You're not my mother. So, goodbye. Yeah. Haven't heard from Karen since, so maybe that taught her? I don't know. I just feel bad that she has this much hate for someone who's her own flesh and bones. Guess you shouldn't have kicked away your kid who loves to write. That may be your downfall. Like I tell my friends, your words and actions can and will be used in one of my books, and it may not be to glorify you. She's not your mother. Yes, she gave birth to you, but this makes her an egg donor and nothing else. I suggest you block all of them on social media and only talk to the elders. Best of luck on your book. Well guys, that's all for today. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. And if you missed the last episode on the channel, I'm gonna link it right here. The story's about OP's entitled sister, who wants OP to house her kid for free during uni. Check this out if you haven't, and I'll see you next time on Dr. Monkey.